What is up guys, I'm a fan, and today we're going to do a camera comparison between Oppo Reno 4 and Samsung Galaxy S9. Let's go! Before we start into the video, I want to give you guys a little bit of context first. The Oppo Reno 4 and the Samsung Galaxy S9 do not have anything in comparison. They're not released at the same date. To give you guys some context, the Samsung Galaxy S9 was released at March 16, 2018, while the Oppo Reno 4 was released at August 5 of 2020. That's like a 3-year difference, and there's nothing really to compare about these phones. So the purpose of this video is to see whether the old flagship camera spec still holds up today, or the new mid-range smartphones are the ones that are kings in the current generation. So this video is just comparing their camera specs, not really their other performance and other aspects of the phone, just the camera. So right now I have set 14 items that each of these phones are going to fight against, and at the end of the video we're going to see which camera is still superior, the old flagships or the modern mid-range smartphones. Let's start. So the camera specs of the smartphones are listed and are playing already on the screen. So Reno is rocking a quad camera setup, while the Samsung S9 is only a single camera setup but has a variable aperture. The Reno 4's main shooter is composed of 48 megapixels but is mostly just shooting up to 16 megapixels on auto, while the Samsung Galaxy S9 is shooting a maximum of 12 megapixels on the main camera. While the front camera of the Oppo Reno 4 is able to shoot up to 32 megapixels, and the Samsung Galaxy S9 front camera is only capable of 8 megapixels. So without any further ado, let us start the competition. We shall begin with the rear cameras, and this is only the auto. You're not doing any settings yet. This is just the auto. You open the camera app and you snap a photo. So it looks, the colors on the Oppo Reno 4 is like less saturated. Meanwhile on Samsung Galaxy S9, they're really doing a stuff, to make it saturated. There's like a filter to it that goes to the more appealing, more beautiful look. It looks more beautiful on the photos and it looks more natural as well, where the Oppo is still natural, but the lesser saturation is what really gives it away. Also the grass here, there's a little bit going on the grass here. The Oppo Reno 4 was not able to recognize it properly, while the Samsung Galaxy S9 is still doing the same. Quality wise, of course, the Reno 4 wins this one, but I think the better looking one is still on the Samsung. So for this one, it's mostly on preference, but I would like the shot that is coming from the Samsung Galaxy S9. Samsung gets a point for this one. And here's a comparison between the front cameras, 32 megapixels versus just 8 megapixels, and you can clearly see that the Oppo Reno 4 has more detail, has still incredible detail. When it comes to color, Samsung is making this a little bit of reddish color, where the Oppo is the one that looks more natural in this one. So Oppo's selfie shots are much cleaner. They almost have the similar software, but in terms of quality, you're not really getting that much quality from an 8 megapixel camera. Plus, the Oppo is able to get great details and still make the photo look as natural as ever. It's not super saturated, but the saturation of the Samsung Galaxy S9 makes it a lot more weirder, as you can see. This was of course a golden sun, but Samsung is able to pick it up as orangey and reddish. So I guess the point for the front camera, auto, goes to Oppo Reno 4. This is the portrait rear camera, and now here is where we are really starting to see some intense results right now, both from Oppo and Samsung Galaxy S9. As you can see, Oppo handles the edges really well, and Samsung Galaxy S9 is struggling with the edges. The edge detection on the Samsung Galaxy S9 is really off. Probably the reason for this is because there's no portrait mode in the rear camera for the Samsung Galaxy S9. It is actually mostly called as selective focus or live focus. Selective focus for the rear camera, wherein it's much more able to detect objects than people. because Samsung Galaxy S9's portrait mode works better on the front camera. So 100% clear winner when it comes to colors. They're both doing it really good, but the HDR is still much better on the Oppo Reno 4. For the rear camera portrait modes, it's definitely Oppo Reno 4. Here once again, as you can see, this is finally showing up the Samsung Galaxy S9 selective focus. This time I did not use it on people, I used it on an object. It's taking a picture of the Reno 4, and the Reno 4 is taking a picture of the Samsung Galaxy S9. So the thing is, we are looking at the edge detections here, but it appears like there's still more quality captured by the Reno 4. Amazing quality. Look at my hand, it is more detailed. But of course, Samsung colors makes it more natural and vibrant and colorful. However, Samsung Galaxy S9 is not able to detect the edges of my arm properly. There is still bits of edge detection problems even when we're looking at objects right now. Not really entire. I mean, I'm still human, my hand is still human, but this is still an object that we're focusing. So, by some reason, Oppo still wins this one by a long shot. Here we are now at the selfie portrait mode, selfie camera portrait mode, wherein you can see like immense results right away. Oppo Reno 4 is able to capture at very wide angle. This is shot at the same position. Oppo Reno 4 is able to do a wider shot, which is not bad by any means, but the edge detection is what we're looking at here. There's a bit of problems with the Oppo Reno 4, a bit of the foreground is washed out together with some of the blur, some of the hair is not recognized, but I don't think that's a major problem. But as you can see, there's still more quality. The face is still more clear when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy S9, but in terms of megapixel quality, you're still looking at Oppo 100%, but the background blur and the edge detection, they're both performing really well, except for some flaws in the Oppo Reno 4, but Samsung is still able to nail it pretty well. When it comes to colors, I think they both did the same amount. It's the same coloration effect of reddish and less saturation, but I think for the better look and the better looking image, I would go for the Samsung Galaxy S9 for this one. And now we have here the highest quality image part of this competition, wherein the Oppo Reno 4 is able to shoot up to 108 megapixels. Of course, some of those megapixels are already or just interpolated from the software, but is still able to create immense looking details, very sharp details from all over the place. Samsung Galaxy S9 is of course just able to pump out up to 12 megapixels, but still did a pretty well done job here with the details. The color looks more natural. Once again, with the Samsung Galaxy S9, it's just more natural and more good looking, but we are looking here for the highest quality image possible. So, very clear winner. Oppo Reno 4 takes the cake, highest quality, no doubt about that. This is not even close. So we're looking at several different shots here at the HDR capabilities. Alright, we're first going at the front camera here. I took a selfie here, and the HDR is working really well on me on both the phones. Samsung Galaxy S9 is still more saturated, blacks are really black. But when it comes to HDR, I think that the Oppo Reno 4 is able to capture more detail at the clouds, as you can see there, even at the buildings. HDR, of course, it is what makes you see on darker areas. It balances out the highlights and the shadows, so you're able to see more detailed information. And on this one, this is a silhouette test with HDR on, of course, and looking at the HDR capabilities of Samsung, it's not that great. But one noticeable thing is that there are more details on the clouds behind me. But when it comes to HDR, even just at the very close very close objects like this, like the buildings, like my face for example, Samsung is able to get a more silhouette look. But of course, we are looking here at the HDR capability, wherein Oppo is able to see a lot more. It is able to see a lot more in the image just by using the HDR capability. So the Samsung looks good at times, but HDR capability, Reno 4 wins this one. So right now we're looking at the normal video. This is video both played at, actually Reno 4 is just doing at 60 frames per second. Samsung Galaxy S9 is 30 frames per second at default. You can change them by the way, but I just did a very normal video shot right here. I was walking. There's actually more stabilization on Oppo. Even without turning on the image stabilization, it just stabilizes the footage even more. As you can see, we were walking here and I'm intentionally making my walk so shaky, but the Oppo Reno 4 is able to stabilize that. Samsung stabilization on the video is turned on by default, but I think Oppo is able to do stabilization even more. When it comes to video quality and the video looks, they both look the same. But you have a bonus here when it comes to just camera stability without even turning on the stabilization yet for Oppo. That is a huge plus. And when it comes to quality, Oppo of course rocking it. Samsung looks much better. Oppo is still good image, but I think I will go for the point here. Still the Oppo Reno 4. Now this is the video stabilization part. The Oppo Reno 4 stabilization turned really on and is really able to see insane results, insane stabilization. Samsung is not able to keep up with that. Of course, we are looking at the stabilization here. Samsung is not able to keep the stabilization even close to the performance of Oppo. Of course, this is already built in within the software of Oppo, comes in with the camera, comes in with the unit, and is especially a feature of the unit itself. Samsung's S9, however, does not have this feature. Very minimal video stabilization, very clear who's the winner in this one. It's 100% Oppo Reno 4. So this is the front video camera category. I will include the sound that's going on from the microphone and the built-in stabilization. So you can just watch this one. What's up guys? Sama si Jinky. This is the audio. May nagbe-birthday party, so... Lah, may tao pala dito.
Oo nga,
Ito ba mo? Okay. This is the audio from the Oppo, as you can hear. And this is the audio from the Samsung. Yeah, so medyo maingay yung background. There's the front video, so you can see. Compare natin mamaya. So judging by the look of it, it's 100% more stabilized on Samsung. By some reason, the front camera is more stabilized on Samsung. And the colors are also much better at Samsung. It happens all the freaking time. Oppo Reno 4, once again, less saturation, but more quality nonetheless. It's especially more quality, of course, from the Reno 4, but the stabilization is good. Microphone, it's by preference, but let's just say this is a tie because I would rather have both of these. It's okay for me to have both of these capabilities and both of these performance from both of the phones. It's really good. There's nothing really wrong, and I actually just prefer both of these. Stabilization from the S9, quality, image quality from the Oppo Reno 4. It's a tie here. This one is the slow motion section. Both phones are capable of 960 frames per second of slow motion, which is intense and crazy. We are here to judge which slow motion looks better because given at the Samsung Galaxy S9, slow motion has lower quality. Oppo Reno 4 has better quality. The colors, of course, still the same issues, still the same colors. What we're really looking at here really is the slow motion effects. As you can see, Oppo Reno 4 slow motion, the hairlines are kind of a bit interpolated. There's still motion blur going on around here, but as you can see, Samsung Galaxy S9 slow motion, every hairline is really moving individually. That is real slow-mo. There is no software interpolation of any kind. 100%. This is the real slow-mo. Of course, #1 winner by a long shot. Samsung Galaxy S9. So here we are looking at the highest quality video possible. Both of the phones are capable of 4K, 30 frames in Oppo Reno 4, 60 frames per second on Samsung Galaxy S9. And immediately, Samsung Galaxy S9 has the lead for being able to capture 4K in 60 frames per second. Oppo Reno 4 does not have this capability, and it's just taking a 4K, which is a bit janky, a bit laggy, a little bit of hiccups and here and there. Yeah, it is a bit laggy, but they're both 4K. That is one thing to consider. Samsung Galaxy's 4K is really smooth. You can really feel the quality, the 4K quality, and looking at them side by side here, Both are showing great image quality. Even Samsung's camera sensor only able to do 12 megapixels maximum, but still able to overthrow Oppo Reno 4's image look, the look itself. You know, this is both 4K, so it's already given the both having good quality, but the look, Samsung looks more premium, more smooth. The shadows, the highlights, the colors, it's really insane. This is crazy. Samsung had this up a notch, and it's definitely Samsung for the win at highest quality video. And now guys, we're going to transition into the night mode. Let us first begin with the night mode selfie camera. So looking right away, the difference is so clear. When you say night mode, you mean more light. More light in your image. 100% Samsung is bringing in the more light here. I don't know what happened, but this is definitely a night mode from Oppo Reno 4. I turned it on. Quality is also much more seamless on the Samsung front camera. Even just the small 8 megapixel, the details on my face in the Oppo Reno 4 is starting to break down, starting to become pixelized. Samsung is a little bit blurred, but still the light, the quality is in there. It's insane. So Samsung is going to take the cake for this one. And here, looking at the night mode rear cameras from both of the phones, somehow, by some reason, Samsung is able to do a much better, a much more natural look. And as you can see here, look at the detail. Samsung is nailing it better than Oppo Reno 4 this time. We have to stand both of these phones on a stable rock, which is this rock that I'm currently sitting on. We stood it there really balanced to make it really, you know, really not shaky. But by some reason, Oppo's quality still dropped at this night feature, while Samsung still holds it up, still looks a much better image. No matter how you look it far, when you zoom on it, there's a little bit of course, a little bit of quality degrading, but much more quality degrading on the Oppo. So this is still amazingly a feat for Samsung Galaxy S9. Once again, here's some shots from the rear camera of the night mode. Samsung is still able to nail it really well. There's a lot of quality drops on the Oppo Reno 4 by some reason, but both of them look good. Reno 4 is more bright, but I think I prefer the Samsung look for this one. This is night mode rear camera video. Oppo Reno 4 60 frames per second, Galaxy S9 30 frames per second. Stabilization is much better in the Oppo Reno 4 than the Samsung Galaxy S9, but by putting in more light, I think the clear winner here is Oppo Reno 4. There's a kind of this green tint going on in Oppo Reno's camera, but the more light that's coming in, I think is still happening in the Oppo Reno 4. We're looking at the variable aperture here of the Samsung Galaxy S9. I think it's still able to hold up pretty well, and I think I'm going to make this a tie. Let's observe another footage right here. Okay, this is still the rear camera. Much more stabilization again from the Oppo. Quality drops. There's a lot of noise in Oppo Reno's camera. The Samsung camera looks more natural, still very dark. Oppo has this green tint, but it's letting in more light as what I can see here by some reason. Alright, Oppo Reno 4 is letting in more light into the camera sensor. But that doesn't mean Samsung is not giving up. Samsung has this decent natural coloration, and you can still pretty much see in the dark. It is still a very good night mode shot. So I think I'm giving both of these guys a tie this time. And now we are looking at the camera features, all the capabilities and all the features of the phone itself. Clicking on this category, as you can see, Samsung Galaxy has even more camera features than the Oppo Reno 4. It's insane how many camera features the Samsung Galaxy S9 has. It's actually a premium flagship grade when it comes to camera features, and most camera features of this Oppo Reno 4 Samsung Galaxy S9 has already, and Samsung has more. And now guys, we are done judging and tallying the scores. So before we finalize this video, take a look at some of the shots just for fun. So here's the maximum zoom of both of the cameras. Maximum zoom, optical zoom, lens zoom, every zoom ever. And as you can see that the Samsung Galaxy S9 shot looks like some artwork of some Pablo Picasso's painting. And the Oppo Reno 4 is still able to hold up with some details, some quality, at the very least even the maximum zoom. When it comes to face detection, both of the cameras handle it pretty well. As you can see, this is a shot from the Samsung Galaxy S9. In the Oppo Reno 4, however, I do not have a shot of it, but the face detection is still really good. While you're moving, they can easily still detect your face, which is very nice. And finally, here's some awesome shots for both of the phones. Okay guys, we are finally done with the compilations, with the competition, tallying of the scores, and you already know the answer, and so do I. Amazingly, by some reason, the Samsung Galaxy S9 is still able to hold up today, 2021, 4 years, 3 years after the making. Samsung S9 is still able to hold up with its insane flagship grade camera performance, just camera in general. It is crazy to think about it, and it's amazing. Samsung wins, but this is a very close fight. As you can see, the Oppo Reno 4 cameras are still very capable. I mean, this is new mid-ranges we're talking about, and Oppo Reno 4 is able to nail most of the camera features flawlessly, but still the Samsung S9 still has most of its strengths, and it's really hard. But by the end of the day, it all comes down to preference, which camera you like the most, which performance you like the most. By the end of the day, it's all up to you guys, the buyer. This is only a video showcasing the capabilities of both of these smartphone cameras. So yeah, that is it guys. Thank you for watching today's video. It's amazing. I had a lot of fun making this as always, and yeah, don't forget to support the channel by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel guys. It's incredibly free. We worked hard on this project. Shout out to Jinky once again for helping me. Very good job, and I had a lot of fun. And yeah, we're talking about old flagship versus new mid-range. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video guys. I'll see you again in any other videos. Check out the channel for more videos like these, and I'll see you guys elsewhere. Boom! Cameras, just like that.